Let's go, y'all. Hey, big my guy. What's going on?
That's Megan, man.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Mark, yeah, nice to meet you. Pleasure. Oh, where are you at? I gotta make a meeting, Mark. Too.
I've been waiting.
No login on my shirts.
Yeah,
It stands. Yeah, so it stands out for like
All of those should be on.
yeah. The whole purpose. I think the coin makes sense. But you know, they want to make it. I think so. I think it could hit. I think next year. But I think that's the high. Well, I think maybe 10 years. Texas.
Yeah. So it's a white band. And like I can tell it's
I had no time for like cardio or sun or anything. Someone just started with like.
Jackson not. How you doing?
So I'm like doing like people I just like slightly
All my back and neck still so sore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, how was it?
It was good.
Yeah.
I won my first match on the semifinal. And then I finally got hit twice.
The kids are always back in that one. Yeah. So y'all going to Dallas then? Yeah, that's 5. That's so bad. We'll get started in like,
Dude,
in like 2 or 3 more minutes. Wait for some more heads.
Shower or something like class. I was like sitting there like
Yeah.
Dude, it like
We went rich. Yeah. No. James is better finding.
Yeah, I was like, I remember last time you got
Here's the 20, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to walk. I just had gone through like
You said you had to like, go through like. Oh, you remember what it was called?
Oh, yeah, the Flexo or CEXO, I think was the secret for it. I think, I'll text him and ask him, he's not coming here tonight, but I'll ask him.
Yeah, because look at it now, he was.
James probably knows that better now.
He put 700 in there.
We got the whole team.
And like, I was looking at it like a month later and his 700 is like 9,000. Yeah, and that was like a month ago when I looked, it could be way higher.
Yeah, that's crazy. James is good at like finding those like underground tokens and same with, he's good with those.
How's it going?
Got a lot of people here, it was nice to
Yeah, right. Honestly, I really use like your features.
Yeah, right. So, cause it's kind of like you're already gambling it. It's not like 150.
Yeah,
That's the security flashlight.
I really like positive. So.
Y'all ever accidentally turn on?
There was just one token on that button there.
Yeah, it turns it on. Well, I have mine just to see it. have that. I don't know how I did it.
It's weird, bro. You have to buy Atom on Coinbase Pro and then send it to a Tendermint wallet, which is not hard to do. It's no fee pretty much. And then you have to bridge the Cosmos onto the Osmosis blockchain, then swap the Atom, which is now minted, to your Osmosis, and then send the Osmo to the Trust wallet. And it's like kind of a pain in the ass, but like.
It's like if you're trying to get those crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the token though. It's paying 84%. I think it's 76%.
What is it though? Like the tokens?
It's like $9.
We're all just blending them.
No, like what is it? Like what's like the?
I think it's just like a governance token for a sidechain on the Tendermint ecosystem. I don't really know.
Wait, can I see the presentation?
What the fuck
Like,
is
I don't think no one's just talking about
It just has a good APY. I think like if the token's hard to buy, then you're gonna get higher APY in the pool. Like you're gonna find a better APY for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause like this token was hard as fuck to buy. Like I had to go through like a bunch of different pools and swaps, and it was just like stupid.
It's like that most of the time the harder it is to do. I think the more like sus, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should have like really research.
Oh yeah, that's the time when I was like at the airport. I was like on the car. I had to sit here for a while. Security and shit. Yeah. I feel like it's hard because there's a lot of people in Europe. And it's like with us having classes.
I do fuck with Solana though, yeah. I think you can get good APY through Soul pools.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
See,
really good.
that's kind of the issue with doing
And that works.
bonds because like doing
Like so many shorts got liquidated, like Bitcoin's like 300 now. Like I don't know what's happening, but like I wish Andy was here to talk about funding grants. Oh yeah. Oh my God. What?
This hackathon.
What? Why what? What? Yeah.
So, like, if we were to do
Oh, I
hackathons,
didn't- yeah,
I
my
don't
bad.
expect us to actually win any of them, but like, you know, it'd be okay with those.
I'm not gonna ask for more.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, you're
outside.
I have no idea. In here Saturday.
We'll get started at like 6:35 here. I'll get a short talk and then we'll take it from there. We got some stuff planned today, so it should be a good meeting, good first meeting, second semester.
That's something to go through. Yeah. Beforehand.
Dude, he's got such a big problem. Such a problem.
Alright, I'll start now, I guess. Alright.
No, but.
Alright, thank you guys for coming. This is our first meeting of the second semester for the Clemson Crypto Club here. I'm Louis Grant, the president here. So today, gonna try and keep it short about what I'm gonna talk about. Quick overview of the club, some opportunities we have. If you guys are looking for work within Web3 or just wanna, become more immersed in crypto, talk a little bit about that. Then we're gonna have each of our department heads who, recently kind of restructured the club, but we're gonna have our department heads talk about what they're gonna do and some opportunities for y'all to become more involved in the club, do some cool shit with crypto. Started this club last February, and honestly, COVID, first year, didn't really have a whole lot going on. So really, I'm a junior, so I got one more year, to run this thing. Ideally, I really think we can make Clemson Cryptocurrency Club the premier blockchain, club in the Southeast. Talking about, institutions that have crypto clubs. A lot of schools around here, Northeastern Blockchain. Thank you for coming. Northeastern Blockchain, UMich Blockchain. They're all really, really new crypto clubs that they have at these universities. So we're in a really good spot to make a name for ourselves, make a name for the club. And, thank you guys all for coming out tonight, because I do appreciate it. But let's get started. All right, first position. So this is Versari. They are just kind of like a data hub or kind of like a trading center with crypto. They're looking for a part-time analyst to come on. Basically what you would do, you don't have to have any crypto experience. So you don't know shit about crypto, that's totally fine. You can come on and kind of what you'd be doing, just writing about different protocols in crypto, write about global finance, different dApps, programming, anything you really want. So that's one opportunity that we have. I should have the next slide here, but it's a part-time contract role. As an analyst, you can pick the project and protocols that you want to dive into. You work at your own pace, so it's not like it's a set time to work. the research reports that you would do have deadlines for publication, but you do your own hours and you also get paid for it. And the more you do, the larger the bounty can become. So it's not a bad opportunity. And reach out to me if you have any interest in that at the end of the meeting. Second, FEMEX Student Fellowship Program. FEMEX is actually a crypto exchange and they have over 2 million users on the exchange. So they're pretty large, pretty established, and they're looking for fellowship students to come on as kind of fellowship leaders and provide scholarships to students who are interested in doing research about crypto and global finance. You got to do some stuff to get started, but if that is of interest to you, pretty similar to the first one I just talked about, but if that's of any interest to you, reach out to me, get you in touch with the right people for that. And then lastly, Code, they're one of our partners. So some of you, I believe, were at the DeFi 101 event that we had 2 weeks ago. We had the co-founder of Encode, Anthony Beaumont, come talk about DeFi, talk about dApps. It was pretty cool. But they're actually looking for people to come on and work within Web3. They're probably asking, like, what does Encode do? It's a good question. Really more or less, they're a VC company. They invest in dApps and blockchain crypto startups. They're based out of the UK. And we have a partnership with them, and our contact, Anupam, is kind of been our contact for the past 3 to 4 months. And if any of you guys here are interested in doing any, working with Web3, I can give you his email. You send your email, or your resume, your CV, whatever, what you're looking for, tech stacks you work with, and we can get you in contact with them. And so we have a lot of opportunity. If y'all are really looking to make some money in Web3 or looking to work within the space, definitely reach out to me at the end of the meeting, and I'd love to help you guys get started. It's you don't really have to know anything about crypto to do any of this. It's such a new space. At this point, no one really expects you to know anything. So if any of this is of interest, feel free to really come talk to me, and I'd love to help you all get started with it. Oh yeah, and then the club. So kind of the most important one I want to talk about today. We need a head of marketing / recruiting, right? So as a show of hands, or I guess someone could just blurt it out. How did you find out about our club? Anyone could just say whatever. It's just
You.
me. All right, friends. Anything else? Just Tiger Proud? Yeah.
Google, just Googled it.
Google, really? Yeah. How about Tiger Quest? Anyone on Tiger Quest? Fine. No? Did anyone see any flyers that I put up around here?
I know, I think I actually typed it on Instagram, Clemson crypto, see if anything would come up.
And it did.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. That's
Yeah.
good.
Hey, Lewis, can I actually jump in here?
Sure.
Okay, so I actually tried to start my own crypto club, Clemson Crypto Club, and then I quickly found out that there already was a Clemson Crypto Club. So I guess I kind of, because I guess I kind of saw like a need for a little bit more marketing in this club, like just for us to continue to like reach out to more people, partner with other clubs. It's kind of hard to like talk to all you guys around this way. But yeah, I guess we just want to improve our marketing, just kind of get our name out there. So like pretty much everyone at Clemson knows about the Clemson Crypto Club. We can get as many members to these meetings as possible. And then with all the new members, everyone kind of gets like a project to work on. And if you guys want to work on a project, and we get more stuff done as the club. So that's kind of what we're looking for, just somebody else to help contribute.
And we'll talk about kind of the stuff that y'all are gonna be able to do, join different departments in the club a little bit later. But pretty self-explanatory, really the goal of this position here, I guess the title, if you want to call it that, would, responsible for the overall growth of the club, would work directly with me and the other department heads to try and just recruit interested people at Clemson, who are interested in crypto. I feel like right now our club probably is more of a business / finance demographic. And what we really need to do in order to take us to the next level is we need these comp sci talented computers. Yeah, that's me. Oh, perfect. That's fantastic. Thank you for coming. You're welcome. So yeah, more people like yourself to come and join the club because we have projects that we want to work on, we have stuff we want to do, but we need computer scientists to make that possible, obviously. So yeah, and then now we're going to introduce our first department head of outreach. That's Thomas Farr. To talk a little bit about what we got going on with regards to outreach, reaching out to dApps and projects and stuff like that. So Tom, the floor is yours, and you can actually scroll down to your.
Oh yeah, skip ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so I didn't want to like completely bore you all, just talk about like what the club needs or whatever. And I realize like not all of you guys are quite experienced with DeFi trading or just DeFi in general. So one topic I thought was important to talk about, curve and curve wars. Sounds pretty weird, like people fighting over your money. But we'll start off with curve. It's the highest total value lock DEX out of all crypto. $17 billion today across several chains. It's mostly used for like assets, like you want to swap your USDC to USDT, where the price is pretty much always the same. And because you're doing the stable coins or like assets, there's low slippage with like the price fluctuation and no impermanent loss. If you don't know what impermanent loss is, it's when one token is exchanged for another, and if there's a lot more of X token than Y token, then like Y token or X token might be like, you'll only be able to pull out like so many X or Y tokens, and it changes a lot. So if you don't want to lose your ETH, you might not want to go into an ETH liquidity pool. And it's a major competitor to DEXs like Uniswap. It's 0.3% trading fees for Uniswap, and it's 0.04 for Curve. They are currently with pools like Try Crypto. Let me move that. That would be your wrapped Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDT all in one. And there's several others for different purposes. That's like a really popular one right now. And there are future plans to introduce the non-like assets, so ETH to USDC and so forth. And VE Curve is the token representative of the governance. So you have your Curve token, but when you lock Curve with Curve, you earn VE Curve, and VE is voter escrow, which means you just vote on governance, like changes to the protocol, or you could also vote to incentivize your pools. That's like a really big thing with Curve right now, is like they're very long-term projects, so the emissions are really slow. But to get people more interested in in investing and earning that Curve token, they want to add to these pools and allow people to actually choose that themselves. And why do we want influence on Curve? The more rewards, the better, obviously. And a lot of projects will do better when there's more liquidity to whatever pools they want for the project. So you have DAI or UST, which they aren't really issued by a corporation like, forget the name of the company owns Coinbase, but they're USDC. That's like a central authority that owns it. But these other coins, they like to balance against like USDC or whatever. So you have DAI, which is an old one, UST, newer one, and MIM, which stands for Magic Internet Money. They all basically have their own like reserves or whatever, but they need a peg to the stable coins to like, keep you like stay solvent. And then when you also have synthetic tokens, like you want to lock your tokens to a different system, but you also want to, revert it back. You have like something with Alchemy Finance or Alchemix. You could swap between like DAI and ALUSD or ETH and ALETH, and it just goes on. So certain people, they want that control over Curve governance, and there's a new protocol built on top of it called Convex, which basically just rewards you more for what you would normally get with Curve. You would lock your CRV for CVX CRV. It is actually irreversible. Once that Curve is on the system, it's there forever. But you earn Curve, Convex token, platform fees, and there is a pool on SushiSwap that allows you to like switch it back. But like technically it's still like locked to their system. Curve spans like several EVM chains, Phantom, Avalanche, but Convex is just with Ethereum right now. So you're not exactly tapping into that 17 billion, but you are getting, like a majority of it. Curve team supports Convex. So like, I'm not trying to shield you on some vampire or Ponzi scheme. Vampire, I mean, they are like taking a lot of value, but they are kind of like accelerating progress for Curve, accelerating like people's voting power. And I was gonna say, like, a big thing with Curve, a lot of people speculate that as like Forex markets reach crypto, there will be some decks that needs to like tackle on like your USD to euro or whatever. And that's like hundreds of trillions of dollars worth of money being flown around. So, like that could be in Curve's hands. Some of it the convex. But enough of all that. The outreach department. So they asked for like a position outreach. I decided to fill in. I'm pretty knowledgeable on like what like protocols we might want to talk to, like what community leaders, whatever. So we're looking for these types of people, and I also thought we should really talk to real world employees, banks, law firms, accounting, anyone that's actually like either looking to work with crypto or that like already on it and that we can like learn from them or possibly get like connections, get y'all hired. And so like I can't do all this myself, so I could like use some help from people. So like members of the outreach, you're basically doing the same thing as I am. I get to boss you around, take all the credit. No, I'm just kidding. But you just go to Discord, Twitter, LinkedIn. You don't need to like stress too much. I've been able to reach out to a few people, just being more like casual. Like LinkedIn, you gotta like present yourself nicely, greet people like cordially. But like Discord, Twitter, you just send them like a GM to start off your message, and like you talk like them, and they'll understand like that you're engaged or whatever. Not only that, like I would like for people to talk in like Discord, Twitter, kind of help people out or ask questions, start conversations, so that these devs don't think we're just looking for people, just talk to them, like throw them away. Like we want them to know that we are very interested. And then when we get these interviews, I guess I would be talking mostly, but if anyone who joins wants to participate or lead the interview, if they know more than me, then like feel welcome to do so. And I gave you a little graph, like joining the outreach team. Don't be like Leo and Revenant who gets mauled by the bear while the bear market's happening. You want to be like Leo and Wolf of Wall Street, make the phone calls and then shake hands, talk to the teams. And what that would get you is more knowledge for yourselves and the club. Get you network effect. 1 connection's good, 5 connections good. Kind of looks like a pentagram, but you want to maximize your connections. Look at all those lines, like more connections, and then we'll have you guys. And you will feel fulfilled. You will feel happy that you are doing this for the club. I don't want to like fool you into doing something you don't want to do. Like I think you will really enjoy this. But yeah, that's basically all for me.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, one more slide. So I want to like keep talking to you about like fun stuff. I'd like to talk about Phantom at some point, which is like another EVM chain. You pretty much do all the same things you would on Ethereum, but certain like underlying aspects work a little different. And I think y'all would like be interested to learn about that. Frog Nation, if anyone knows, like Yearn, or I'm trying to think of other services. But Yearn, like that's Andre Cronje, he owns like several other projects, and he's basically looking to compete with Curve and Convex at the same time, with SolidX solidly, and that's part of Phantom. So I'll probably like talk to you all about that at the same time. That MEV protection, I don't know if anyone's using like Uniswap or whatever. You might actually be getting scammed on your trades, or pretty much getting your trade scalped, or you could be losing gas based on a transaction fail. But that's someone actually running node software against you and taking that money basically. And I'd love to talk to you guys about like protecting yourselves on those trades. And speaking of the maximum extractable value protection, CalSwap is interested to talk to us. They just reached $7 billion in volume this weekend. They pretty much do there's a lot to explain, but basically they are a DEX with no sys, Ethereum, and hopefully I can nail this interview for Friday. I don't know if I'll get it at time that everyone can like come in and talk or whatever, but that should be happening. So yeah, that's all. Who's
Maybe I changed the doc that we're on, back to the original one, I think.
it is the.
Oh, it is? Alright.
Yeah, we don't have more slides.
There's no.
No, you go, just go up.
Oh, yeah.
I had to be like skip around.
Well,
Makes
You're
more
on that
sense.
scale.
well, that's fucked up, because the thing is, alright, whatever. It's me, I guess, or you, whichever one, cause.
I guess I can go.
Okay, yeah, cause you have to go.
Okay, all right.
It's fine. Wait. No, switch it, cause like those are my slides.
Do you have any other slides besides that, Mark?
Yeah, I could actually do that Ethereum presentation that I made like 3 years ago or something. Okay, well, for those of you that don't know me, hey, how's it going? My name's Mark, I'm the head of programming. And what I'm looking for right now is to have some people underneath me who would, and I guess like we could all work on programming projects together. And let me just pull up the presentation that I have and that'll be easier to explain. Oh, where do you have the folder here? It's
Pinned on there.
like right here. Oh, okay, I found it. Here it is. Okay, so there's a lot that you can do with crypto coding, and just because we're getting started, I'm just going to I kind of want to focus mostly on Ethereum-based programming. And the reason that is because the vast majority of like people that do coding with crypto, they do it with Ethereum. And there are some other projects that like have coding that you can do with it, like Solana and other smart contract platforms. But I think starting out with, we would just start with Ethereum because it has the most market share. But I'm not going to explain like everything behind Ethereum, but basically Ethereum does have a lot of use cases out there. One thing that you can do with Ethereum is decentralized finance, which basically allows anyone with an Ethereum wallet to access financial services in a permissionless and trustless manner. And in fact, honestly, I don't even think I'm going to explain this. Yeah, I'll just talk about the coding aspect of it. But yeah, okay. So there's a lot of different aspects of Ethereum programming that you can do, but I'll just kind of cover the basics. So first of all, it's divided into front end and back end programming. So front end is what basically the user interacts with. So if you, like, for example, if you go to uniswap.com, or I don't know the exact URL, what you see is the front end, and that's what the user interacts with. So with Ethereum coding, that includes JavaScript, React, web.js, and there's another one, it's called ethers.js. So yeah, that's kind of like what happens with the front end. Back end is what the user doesn't see, and it's all the logic that's on the back end. So with Ethereum, this would be smart contracts. Now, raise your hand if you know what smart contracts are. Okay, so I guess that's most of you. For those of you that don't know what smart contracts are, it's basically a wallet address on Ethereum that has code built into it. So every time you send money to it, it executes the code, and whatever conditions, whatever the output of the code is what happens with the money. That's not exactly what happens, but basically it's a wallet on Ethereum that you can program and choose like where the money goes. So with the backend logic, that's just kind of, that includes the smart contracts, like I mentioned. And then Solidity is the name of the primary programming languages that's used to code those smart contracts. The EVM is basically the computer that actually executes the code from the smart contracts. Chainlink is, in fact, actually, I forgot that I explained this later on, so I can just explain this a little bit later. But yeah, so then the combination of the front end and the back end, when it comes to crypto coding, that's called a decentralized application, or a dApp. So I just mentioned dApps. So basically, decentralized applications are computer programs whose back-end programming is located on a blockchain network, and then the front end is just, like how every other front end works on the internet. Now, the reason why dApps have become more popular within like the past 2 years or something is because centralized internet applications have a single point of failure, which means if the centralized server that it runs on goes down, like how the Amazon Web Services outage Amazon Web Services went out for around 6 hours or something, and I think it was crazy. It was like 40% of all websites on the internet did not work for that 6 hours because they all rely on Amazon Web Services. So, and then there's also a few other things that can happen, like if that one centralized server gets hacked, then everything else gets hacked. So, however, the thing with decentralized applications, since the back-end logic of the program exists on a blockchain network, so if the centralized server, if one of the servers stops working, it can just refer to the thousands of other servers. So that's kind of the appeal behind decentralized applications, is that it's just more decentralized, so there's less points of failure. And then Web3, which I think you guys may have heard of, that basically is used to describe the potential, because we don't know if it's actually going to happen, the potential transition from centralized internet applications to decentralized applications. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Now here's some popular Ethereum dApps. Aave allows you to lend out your tokens. Uniswap allows you to exchange tokens in a decentralized manner, so you don't have to transfer your money to Coinbase first. OpenSea, I'm sure you guys have heard of that. It's used to buy NFTs. SingularityNet, it allows people to create their own artificial intelligence algorithm and monetize it on the Ethereum network. And then ENS is called Ethereum Name Service, and it allows anyone with an Ethereum wallet to create a human readable wallet address. So that means let's say I have a wallet address named mark-caramello.eth. Then you could just go into your wallet and just type in that and then click send, and it would automatically go to my wallet. And the cool thing about that is it also acts as a website too. So you could have your own decentralized website that doesn't rely on centralized internet servers as well using ENS. Now, I guess I'm gonna go into a little bit more about the front end. I pretty much covered it all, but yeah, so JavaScript is basically a programming language it's a very universal programming language that is used for front end programming. It's pretty much every website on the internet uses it. React.js is a library within JavaScript that is used to create very pretty user interfaces. And that picture right there, that's the Uniswap exchange, and that uses React.js, and it also uses Web.js, or Web3.js, which is a JavaScript library that basically allows the front end applications, like I mentioned, like the front end websites, to interact with the back end smart contracts. Oh, I guess I am going to explain smart contracts here. So a primary difference between, because a lot of people ask me what's the point of Ethereum when Bitcoin exists? And the main appeal behind Ethereum is it has support for smart contracts. And well, actually, okay, Bitcoin does have very, very simple smart contracts, but Ethereum has complex smart contracts to where there's a lot of programmability that you can do with it. So basically what a smart contract is it's an agreement that is on the Ethereum network that is stored and read as code rather than traditional English-based text. So the issue with English-based text is it's very ambiguous. Anytime there's financial contracts, there's always lawyers on both sides that are constantly suing each other over what the contract actually means. But the appeal behind smart contracts is since it's all built into the code and it has to be detailed, the output of the smart contract, well, first of all, the same inputs into the smart contract will always produce the same outputs. So there's consistency in that regard. And there's really no arguing with it. The way that the smart contract executes is the way it executes, and there's no authority that can actually reverse the decision. So here are some, reasons why smart contracts, in my opinion, are definitely the future, because they're faster, they are automatic, they're a lot cheaper too. There's a virtual signature, because with Ethereum wallets, you can basically virtually sign documents. I don't really want to get into how that is, but And then with smart contracts, it also cuts out lawyers as middlemen, because lawyers' job is to argue on behalf of the law, but with smart contracts, the way it executes is the way it executes. So there's no lawyer that needs to be argued for. And this smart contract will primarily be used for financial applications. The Solidity programming language, like I mentioned earlier, this is the primary programming language that is used for to program smart contracts on Ethereum. And there's a few different softwares that you can program it with, but one of the most popular is called Truffle Suite, and it just kind of makes it very easy to do everything that you need to, just all in one spot. And in order to deploy a smart contract, a Solidity smart contract onto Ethereum, you must first compile the code into an EVM compatible bytecode. The EVM, which I mentioned, is basically the decentralized computer that Ethereum runs on. And then bytecode is basically just like the zeros and ones that the computer actually reads. And that right there, that's just an example of what, like that's a very simple smart contract that is programmed on Ethereum. I'm actually not sure what it does, but that's just like what it looks like. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, and I pretty much already explained the Ethereum virtual machine, but basically the Solidity code gets compiled into, well, yeah, there's the Ethereum compiler, and it gets, what compile means is the code is in Solidity is written as English language. It's still pretty difficult for most people to understand, but it's generally close to English language. The compiler basically interprets that English language as the code and turns it into machine readable bytecode, like the zeros and ones. And then the Ethereum virtual machine reads those zeros and ones and actually executes the smart contract. And oh yeah, and then a advantage to like running programs on the Ethereum virtual machine as opposed to just like traditional computers is every single computer on the Ethereum network runs the same exact code. So then, yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, the final result of the output of the smart contract will always be the same among all computers. So it's a way of like being extra sure that everything went right. Now, Chainlink is a very universally used protocol in crypto, which basically feeds data that is not located on blockchain networks to the blockchain. And this is very useful because it allows developers to like, it basically changes the execution of smart contracts based on outside data, which is pretty important because a lot of time outside data can change the way that like you want your smart contract to run. And it can be used for a lot of different things like price feeds, weather data, sports data, random number generation, insurance, and a bunch of other things. So that graphic there just kind of shows how there's all this other data that is not located on a blockchain. Well, I guess there is. Some could be other blockchains. And then it uses Chainlink to then feed into a different blockchain. The graph is basically, it's another protocol that exists on Ethereum, and it's used to like fetch data from the Ethereum network. So have any of you guys used SQL Server before? Okay, I guess most people haven't. It's basically, it's almost like a way of like fetching data from the Ethereum network, and then you can just kind of do what you want with that data. So the graph is another like protocol that is used commonly in Ethereum programming. And then you could create subgraphs, which is just like, I don't really need to explain what that is, but yeah, but basically there are a lot of subgraphs that already exist that can be used to like execute like with smart contracts, and that you can do a bunch of stuff with them. And then the last thing that I would mention is like the testnet. And after you actually create your Ethereum application, it's good to, test it to see if there's any bugs in it and just to make sure that everything works well. So there's a bunch of different, basically what a testnet is it's like a network that uses, that's like identical to the Ethereum network, except it uses, oh wait, what is that? Ooh.
I can fix it. Someone sent a message, so I was trying to see what it said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but basically what the testnet does is it is identical to the actual Ethereum network, except it uses like fake Ethereum and fake tokens So if you mess up and like, let's say there's a bug in your smart contract and all your money gets stolen or disappears because you tested it on the test network first, then you know that then like you don't actually lose your money. And honestly, that's kind of that's kind of the end of it there. Yeah, I don't even know if there's another slide. Yeah, that's kind of the end of everything I'm talking about with programming. So yeah, what I'm looking for right now is just to have some more people underneath me that would like to contribute to programming. And there's a bunch of different stuff that can be done with it, like the chain link, the graph, doing stuff with the test net, smart contract solidity. So there's plenty of work for everyone to do. So if any of you guys are interested in joining the programming team, just let me know at the end of our meeting. And I guess just like we can, I'll just like get down your contact info and then I'll arrange everything for all of us to do. So that's it.
It looks like it's still working fine. Yeah. I don't know why I clicked out.
I just move with the mouse or the keypad.
Whatever.
Cool, cool. It's nice to see everyone. My name's Kalen. For those who I haven't met, I'm going to be the head of trading for the crypto club. Thank all of you for hanging out. By the way, I know that's getting close to 7:30, so I'm not going to waste too much of your time. And honestly, I'm not going to be explaining anything too complicated because I'm still learning this shit myself. So don't worry about it. So basically, I'm excited to announce that we are going to be doing a semester-long trading competition. This is going to be something that happens every single semester. This is going to be between all the members, all the directors, and all the executives of the club and the club itself. The club is going to be almost like an entity, something like a corporation. And we're going to be able to sign up for cryptoparrot.com. And we're going to be trading fake money, of course. I'm not going to make you guys use your real funds. Each person's going to get somewhere between $1,000 and $100,000. And the goal is to basically get the best return possible by the end of the semester. And the incentive for this, like to win, is basically going to be, we can recommend you to the firms that we're going to be networking with, maybe a free dinner, connections that we know, things like that. I actually just got out of a meeting about an hour ago. That's why I was a little late. And I've been meeting with a lot of different quant firms and things like that. And they pay these people, traders, quants, things like that, they pay them very, very well. And I have a slide on that actually showing the compensation for new grads. The compensation can be somewhere between 160, 300,000, literally your first year. So you're 22, 23 years old, literally netting that. That's your bonus and salary. So, and we're going to be collabing with a lot of other clubs. So basically we're going to be I expect us to be collabing with the investment research club a lot, because that's one thing that they do. They don't really do trading as more as they do, again, research on different stocks, different bonds, things along those lines. But it'd be really interesting to say, hey, let's see if we as a club can beat them if they start their own trading competition, right? So, and again, it's all simulated. You don't need to use your own funds, but if you pick up a trading strategy that you think would work, and you, let's say, use $500, $5,000 of the fake money that you're given, just put $5 into something and see what happens. If it goes up by 5%, you make 5% on that 500. You'll make 5% on the $5. So essentially, the trading directors, I'm looking for 3 directors for this sector, and the 3 directors, you're essentially going to have the chance to maybe or maybe not make more money. You're going to gain practical experience in trading and crypto and everything like that. So you'll actually be implementing a lot of the stuff that you'll be learning from the other clubs. So, if you might learn algorithmic trading from, the programming directors, you might learn might pick up a lesson here and there from the speakers that we're going to have, and they might give you a tip or something like that. And those speakers who are going to be coming, they actually know about this, and they will, people who will be coming, they're going to also know about this. And again, they're going to be centered. Anyone comes in who's trading or who's in the quant space when it comes to finance and cryptocurrency, they'll give advice and things like that to maybe help you out with your trades. And you can feel free to come up with teams as well. This can be individual or it can be a team-based thing if you want to come up with groups of 3 or 4 people and make trades that way. But this should be this is centered around an individual thing where we're really just trying to have fun. And if you just want to YOLO, all $100,000 that you're given to Dogecoin, just do it. It's not real. So, and also another perk of the director is you have the option to come to the executive meeting. So we hold executive meetings every Sunday. We've been doing that. I don't know how long, but were you doing that before I joined?
No.
Okay, so we've been doing executive meetings once a week for the last 4 weeks. It's every Sunday between 1 and 3 p.m. You know, it's here in this building. We get to go up to the 4th floor and sit in this huge executive office where the dean of business sits and stuff like that. And we just sit at this long table. It's really fun. So it's like, as a training director, and I believe the directors of the other departments also have this privilege too. It's like, you actually have impact on the club. You know, you can tell us, you know, where we're fucking up, where you think we should go. And as a training director, you also, you're not going to be working under me. I don't like to say that. You'll be working with me. And essentially you will have some sort of privilege as to where the training competition goes. And the roles and responsibilities is something we can talk about later. You know, you might have one training director that handles the algorithm training part, one training director that handles, you know, just the oversight to make sure everyone, you know, no one's cheating, no one's spending $5 to get extra funds or something like that. Who knows, right? And then one trader who's keeping up with the market, just to tell everyone, you know, hey, Bitcoin is down, you know, 3, 5, 8%, whatever it is over this past week. Maybe now is a good time to buy, or maybe not, right? And this next slide shows some of the stuff I was talking about. So I have a lot of good friends at this firm called Jane Street, which you can't see, but let me see. Yeah, Jane Street. So I have a lot of good friends here. You know, I mean, and when I say good friends, I mean actual good friends, not just people I've networked with. And yeah, if you just see the filter, this is on Glassdoor. Anyone can look at this. If you look at the filter, you know, United States, 0 to 1 year's worth of experience, and you know, you're going to clear $184,000 a year and $209,000 a year after, cash bonuses, just things like that. So, you know, these salaries are real, by the way, and I can't give out the name because I'll get in a lot of trouble, but I was in a meeting, when was it? On Monday, and a friend of mine, his friend, just got offered a $20 million contract guaranteed for 2 years of experience, because not Jane Street, a different trading firm that I can't say. They are opening up a new trading office in Hong Kong, and he's going to be flying there and living there for 2 years, and they're going to pay him $20 million US. And he's going to retire at, I think he's like 31. So he's going to retire at 33 years old. So that's pretty cool. And then this next slide right here, if I can go, this is another one, Citadel, you know, maybe a little bit more popular than Jane Street, but you know, Citadel, they also have a trading firm, and again, it's the same thing, you know, $163,000 a year. Additional pay means cash bonuses and stuff, $152,000 a year. So just overall, and that's my last slide, but overall, I'm just excited about this trading competition. I think it's going to be something fun. I think it's practical too. You're going to be learning real experience. You know, it's nothing that, you know, you can take it seriously if you want. You know, I see a bunch of guys in here. Hopefully we can get some girls in here soon, but it's like, but it's like, I know, you know, guys, we're competitive, and honestly, I just want to beat you guys. I want to beat every single last fucking one of you. So like, so, you know, let's do it. And this training competition starts today. You know, we're going to get all the, and you know, all the accounts and stuff like that. Of course, it's going to take a little bit of time to get that, but it's officially, I guess you can say, starting today. But let me go back just a little bit. Yeah, cryptoparrot.com. I can, you know, if you walk up to me after the meeting, I can show you guys, you know, how to sign up and things like that. It's really easy. Just sign up with your Gmail account, either school or personal, it doesn't matter. And we'll get all that hooked up. We'll, you know, can we create a trading we'll create like a trading voice chat or something like that, or actually, you know, texting in the Discord, so to keep up with all that. But yeah, it's like, out of this, mostly what I'm looking for is, again, three directors, and that's the whole training competition. So I'm not gonna waste any of your guys' time. I believe you're past our time, or no, we still got time. Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I already talked about that, but
So Lou's the president, obviously, I'm the VP. We've been talking about kind of getting like a more of a secretary sort of person, because I do a lot of the secretarial roles, and it's pretty laid back. It's kind of just like helping manage the online stuff. It's a pain in the butt. I'm sure most of you had the whole listserv thing happen like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, where people were just like sending a bunch of random emails, like the B script. But so there's a couple different online things that we use. Obviously, you know, Tiger Quest, all of you are members in Tiger Quest. And the secretary job, basically, it's going to be taking the people from Tiger Quest and making sure they go on the listserv software, which is like the thing that blasts out the email to everyone. So it's just maintaining those lists and just doing basic stuff. Because as of right now, I'm the person that knows how to do that. I'm graduating next year, so we kind of need someone to learn and help with that going forward. And since we're growing it a lot, that's a big role. Lou and I feel most of the other leaders are juniors, so we're kind of looking to set the club up going forward to continue to be around after all of us are gone. They have a whole nother year to do it. I don't. So it's just one of those things where it's kind of get the ball rolling on putting things in place to keep us around for a long time, because we've only been around for a year and hopefully we'll be around for a hell of a lot longer. That's basically it for.
Yes.
This is totally off topic, but my girlfriend's running for student body president, Taylor Rogers. You should totally vote for her. The election's next Wednesday. Yeah.
I say,
Okay, how do we vote? Like every time I get one of those like vote
You get
emails, I immediately.
really annoying email from CUSG. They send them all the time. I hate them.
Can you vote now or?
No, the election starts Wednesday apparently. So you get an email on Wednesday at like 1 a.m. to vote, and you like click the link and then you click Taylor Rogers and then vote. Yeah, I always deleted the emails until I started learning about the whole student government thing. But it seems kind of cool, so you should vote. Will make my job as a boyfriend easier if she wins.
that's the whole meeting, so
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna just hang around for a little while, so if you also want to talk about crypto, want to talk about what we just talked about, some of the roles, if you want to become part of the programming or the trading or whatever, just come up to us, but yeah, I mean, the club's pretty chill, laid back, nothing crazy.